Hello, it's Neve Arthur of the Scientific Happiness Project. I haven't done one of these in a little while. I've been too busy off just being happy. But one thing that we haven't really touched on yet is kind of why it's so easy for us to become unhappy. And I think it's dependent on kind of where our focus is and also knowing what makes you happy. Because it is different for everyone, but there are some kind of common threads that run through happier people versus unhappier people. And it kind of depends on where your focus is. So one of the ways that people tend to try and get happy is to get more things. You know, they're like, okay, well, I'll be happier when I have the big house, when I have the big car, when I have the special designer clothes and designer handbags and whatever. But what happens is that we're actually very, very adaptive creatures. So when you get something new, and it could even be a new job, it could even be some kind of new living situation, whatever we get that we have all the time, then we start to adapt to that. That then becomes our norm, and then we return to this feeling of, I need to get something, I need, instead of just being happy. And it's one of those things where, you sometimes have to wonder, why are people so happy when they have, maybe not as much as the person next door? And apparently, according to scientists, there's a huge difference. Money does make a huge difference at a certain level. Like if you're earning $5,000 a year, and then you move to $50,000 a year, that will actually change your base level of happiness. But you could be earning $50,000 a year, and then compared to someone earning $50 million, you can have the exact same amount of happiness. So there's some basic needs that need to be taken care of, but once they're taken care of, then what is making you happy? So for most people, we get stuck on this kind of loop of like, well, I'll be happy when that happens, or I'll be happy when I have that, or when I'm married to that person, or when I've got that car, or when I've, done whatever. And we get stuck in this cycle of getting the things we want and adapting to them and then wanting more. And that's actually called the Hedonic Treadmill. So because we adapt so easily, there's one thing that you can do to create more happiness. And that is to make changes, to do novel things all the time. And it can be little things. It's like, instead of driving the same way to work, drive a different way. Instead of, going straight home, stop and pick up a Starbucks coffee every now and again. One of the funnier ones is that people, who are happier tend to be people who move a lot, who are like really active. So other things that you can do is being active in novel ways, like chasing your kids around a park rather than just having, going out for the same run or running a different route. So it's all about creating change so that your brain doesn't, start to get just like bored, just adapting to the way things are. And it also lets you know that change is always out there, that you're not stuck. Life is not always going to be this way. And it can help you to create new thought patterns when you're experiencing new things. So today, the challenge would be to go out and do something a little bit different. Do something novel. See what happens. Create a shake-up in your schedule. That's a funny one for me, because I get real scheduley, because then I know exactly what's going to happen when, but it's not very exciting. So find something today that you can change up, that you can do something different than you would normally do, and you'll be accomplishing two things. One, it'll probably make you happier today, and two, it'll tell your brain, guess what, buddy, we're not just going to be stuck doing the same thing all the time, and it'll help you start to have new thought patterns. So thank you so much for watching this edition of Scientific Happiness Project. And actually, a lot of the material for this video came from me watching a movie called Happy, which you can find, I found it on Netflix. And I was like, cool, I'm all about happy. Let's watch this. So you'll probably see a couple more videos coming out of watching that, as well as more of the norm as we move forward. So make sure that you've clicked like on the Facebook fan page and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more Scientific Happiness Project.